It's such a waste to see Arknights Enfield squander the one feature that could have truly distinguished it from every other gacha ARPG out there. It's like they had a golden opportunity to build on the brilliance of its predecessor, Arknights, but instead, it's being left to wither. The base and strategy building mechanics in Arknights were the heart and soul of its success, a complex web of strategic thinking that demanded intelligence and skill. And yet, in Enfield, that same potential is barely being explored enough. It could have been the defining factor of the game, but instead, it's been all but ignored. What a wasted chance to create something truly exceptional. When we talk about any successful gacha games, they always have something that distinguishes them from the rest. For example, if we look at Wuthering Waves, it's the mesmerizing story, incredible character building, and, in my opinion, the state-of-the-art maps and locations. When it comes to Zenless Zone Zero, it's the action-packed combat mechanics, which are absolutely breathtaking, along with the best-in-class music. As for Enfield, it should be the base building and strategy, but it's still very underutilized. I recently watched a video where the creator suggested that to balance the game and make it more strategy-focused, we should remove the dodging mechanics from the combat. And guess what? I 100% disagree with him. No, I don't think we should remove dodging because that would break the combat. I mean, it would be like fixing one thing only to break something else that nobody has any complaints with. While I disagree with this point, I do agree with everything else he said about the game. Like when people ask for the game to act like other gacha games, I mean, really? Do we want another Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, or Zenless Zone Zero? No, right? How can we expect something different, something new, something refreshing if we keep asking every game to follow the same formula as the others? It's like using the same ingredients every time and expecting a different dish. So what should they do? According to what the other content creator from the video said, and what I also believe, is that right now, the game feels divided into two halves. One focused on base building, and the other on ARPG-like combat, which is generally liked by the masses. While both work just fine on their own, what I think is missing is something that bridges the gap between the two. And what could that be? Before I get to that, I just want to thank my subscribers for bringing me a little bit of joy every day. And if you're new here, I'm Bit, and welcome to EveryBit-Game. Here's my solution. If you remember, during the tutorial gameplay, it shows us that we can use turrets to defend against hordes of mobs. But if you watch the actual gameplay of any creator, you'll never see them using those turrets, which means they're clearly not necessary. I think that's a huge missed opportunity, one that the devs could leverage to help define the game. If they introduce content in the game where it becomes important to defend the base from enemy troops, or even a natural disaster that could damage both the defenses and the base itself, the factories would also become much more meaningful. Players would have to strategize what kind of defense to set up, decide which materials to mass produce to keep the defenses strong, and manage other resources accordingly. This could really make the base building aspect more engaging and meaningful. I think this would enhance the game's experience and enrich the content at the same time. Now, I'm not saying that this is the best idea, or that they should implement it exactly as I've suggested, but it's just one possible way to bridge the gap and make the game more meaningful. Otherwise, players will simply build the base once and then move on, with nothing else to do with it. While base building is the defining factor of the game, it still needs more depth, or else it might lose its value over time. Please don't get me wrong. I think Arknights Enfield is a great game from beginning to end. I mean, literally, the music and visuals from the first screen are epic. The view of Talos 2 from the space station is also incredibly mesmerizing. But all of that will be a waste if the gameplay isn't meaningful. All Arknights fans will definitely enjoy the game initially, but they'll likely abandon it once they realize the level of strategy isn't the same as what they enjoy in Arknights. Honestly, I can't wait to get my hands on Enfield because I love almost everything about it. That's why I don't want to see this game go to waste. I'd really like to hear your thoughts on the combat and base building systems. Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like it and subscribe to stay connected. After all, games are no fun alone. So let's enjoy them together and every bit of it. See you in the next video.